Hello. Riker Sean here. So good to be here. It looks like the mic is actually working this time. Now, what I have to tell you, hopefully you're here already, and I'll try to remind as the stream goes on. I'm playing on a different site tonight, okay, as Commander Riker. And so I have to extend the delay. So you got to, if you've never watched a stream with a delay, it takes me a minute. I don't know what you're talking about in the chat right away. But that's all right. So tonight on Number One Poker, I'm glad you're here. We're gonna try to play on Club WPT Gold. They're running a chip dump promotion. So if you're seated at these tables that they have available, then it's possible that you could just get free money. It's like a hot seat if you were in a casino. But I'm glad you're here. Let me make sure that I have the chat set to live chat. And let me see if I can't open these tables and size them to fit the window. So yeah, I'm glad you're here. Welcome. Let's go through before. There's a lot of you here tonight. Thank you so much for checking it out. Like Nodak said, hit that like button. Click the subscribe button. This is all free. It helps me out. The next major milestone is 500 subscribers. That's what I'm trying to get to. And if you're able to help me out with that, it would be fantastic. George, glad you're here. Sheldon Jenkins, my local man, welcome. Josh Chambers, Bruce Tuttle, Ray Ross, Greg Gorek, Florida American Explorers, Matthew Gross, Jason from Connecticut, Parlay Popes, who already says I'll never show up. You're a terrible person, Parlay Popes. I don't know if I've met you in real life, but I imagine you're probably kind in real life, and here you're not. You're mean on the internet. But now I'm here. Yes, it took me a while. I had to put on my uniform. Now, thank God you can't see any more than this, and I won't be revealing it. But there are so many X's before the L on the tag of this shirt. And there's no way. No way. Look, it takes Matthew Gross. It takes a long time to put the uniform on, take a piss and set everything up. And hopefully it works. Who knows? Josh Stroka. Oh, well, it fits in exactly the camera shot. Pizzo's cards. I'm not glad you're here. How can I ban you? Can I? I could click. I could put you in timeout. You're in timeout. For how long? 24 hours. I didn't even know I could do that. He's out. Fuck him. I'll never see it. I got to find a way. I'll put him in timeout forever. What did this deleted? What did it say? Oh, I disappeared my stuff. He wants a link. You can't. It'll be Club WPT Gold. That they use a sweeps model. They use what is known as a legal loophole. So this is in all 50 states. I don't think it's legal in all 50. They use some weird loophole. They're in 48 states, maybe 47. California and New York, they didn't want them. So they've thrown them right the hell out. If you've watched the stream before and, you know anything about poker, there's a small blind and a big blind. In this game, it's a 3-blind game. They call it a straddle, but it's mandatory, which makes it 3 blinds. And there's antes. So it makes for a lot, very action heavy. And a lot of people that I would swear don't even know how to spell poker play on this site. So there should be a lot of craziness happening. Let's try to find a table or two that we can load into. I didn't want to keep you waiting too long. But I am glad you're here. Dr. Evan Williams, Ant is a 1? Yes, he is. He's the most 1. Angie Drewski, welcome. Waiting for the sober Sean story. Look, it's a depressing story. I mean, it ends great, but like the story itself it's not fun. We're here to, well, I would say we're here to have fun, but usually I'm here to lose money, which I think you guys like to see. So it works out. All right, let's see if I can't load a table. Let's see what happens. Oh, then I have to, of course, make it fit into the little screen. Enoch Boateng, welcome. Why is there nobody at this table? Let's try to find a better one. Let's try to find a table that won't close immediately. Brian Walrath, welcome. Glad you're here. I know you came for the poker, not my boring trying to set up the poker. You moved back to Virginia. Well, I won't be moving back to Virginia, Sheldon. It won't be happening. I'm going to stay in West Virginia. So I will always have access. But Club WPT Gold, they're not a sponsor. They are in Virginia, somehow, technically. Let's see if I can't get this video up. Let's see what happens here. Aha. UC Poker now. We just got to change the fit a little bit. Tighten it up. It's probably the best I could do here at the moment. See, the goal is to do this beforehand, but I would have timed out on WPT. So let's just get it to where you can see it. So you'll see here, these are full ring games, different than what I normally play. And like I said, there will be 3 blinds and an ante. And this little indicator here shows that there's a chip dump promotion happening. So Club WPT, they swear over the next few days that they're giving back, I don't know, 150,000. They can't say dollars, chips. But, you know. Well, this is a good hand to open up with, huh? Interesting things happen here in this site, in that people are insane. I'm in early position open. I got 3 bet. This should be a pretty tight configuration. But so many people on here don't know anything. I forgot the time banks here are so tight. God, this might not work. And this is yet another site that doesn't allow for any sort of table management. We get a 4 flush with ace king. So generally the way ace king works, even in 3-bet pots, is it has a lot of equity. I mean, here, I imagine if they haven't bet with a heart, then we're probably chopping. It's strange because I can't fold to a bet now. Yeah. If they somehow checked a heart twice, good for them, I guess. But now I imagine that we're just chopping. So I'm going to call for a chop. He does have a queen of hearts, of course. The other downside on this site is that I have to be able to add chips. It doesn't have a way to, automatically do it. So there's a lot of problems with this site. But everybody is bad. Like this $5 open is like too small for how much money is already in the pot, but nobody adjusts. So I get to call here with just about anything. Flop top pair, that's pretty good. It's not a hand that I want to check raise here. I don't want to start playing for tons of money. So we will check call. Basically, my hand wants to just, doesn't want to pile money in. It wants to keep it cheap. And if I start check raising, then I'm adding, you know, too much money to the pot. But we will call. The ace sucks, but there's no reason, you know. He checks down. Oh, and I lose to king jack. But that happens. You know, we just keep it cheap. Josh, you need a site to play. Josh Soroka, welcome. Yeah, Brian, who's getting banned first? Pizzo or the creep? Both. If the creep was here, he'd get insta-banned just like Pizzo did. Get him out of here. But, Josh, yeah, you should be able to play this in Florida. Again, they use a sweeps model. So, and it's actually an advanced sweeps model. Like, what they've done with this site is found a way to where you're purchasing points for hand training. They give you these chips. They give you the chips for to play with. Oh, I forgot. I don't have my hold on. My bridge noise going. So they've somehow found a way that this works even in states that don't allow sweeps coins. Parlay popes. I mean, you're very mean. Chad, I think the uniform works on me. Somehow. It works. Yeah, Josh Soroka. That's exactly how it works. You're paying for poker analysis, and the only way that analysis would function is if they gave you these chips to play with, because that's how you would have hands, that then you would use the analysis points you get on or whatever the hell. So that's how they got around the legal constraints. It's very clever. Oh, God. Why is this so big now? Go. We will call and expect the call to get through, like, a lot. Like, we won't get raised, so we get to set mine for a terrific price. We don't get a set. We'll be folding to any bet. I'll try to get a second table set up here. But the software is terrible. It's the worst software, but the games are in fact good. You just play a lot of crazy hands. Move this over. Resize it. And then we should have two tables going. That's a pain that I have to do this like while we're here. Otherwise, you know, I don't get to hang out at all. All right, let's try that. What happens if I switch tables? Hey, there we go. And you can mostly see it. This might be the best I'm able to do. I should be able to overlay it a little. It's probably the best I can get away with at the moment. will call on the third blind. You could raise. Flop a gut shot. Question is, are they c-betting all the time on this board? My guess would be that a lot of people are overdoing it. So we'll just kind of call and see what happens. Chad, the background bridge noise, the lighting. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bet Rivers is definitely better parlay popes. This is kind of a disaster. I have to bluff. It's a good spot because I think people are going to be over c-betting ace-high flops. People think that they should be c-betting like when they open from the button all the time, and that's just not true. The big blind, and especially the third blind, is going to have so much ace-x that they're going to call with. So you have to be prepared to triple barrel, and then you have to believe that the person is capable of folding an ace. So it's tough. Glad you're here. Yeah, I don't know how long I can manage like the software and the way these games play is a huge pain. But again, if you're looking, like if you're in a state that doesn't have poker, like, and this is available to you and you want to play, the games are good and not a paid promotion. It just is what it is. It's folded all the way to the blind. We will raise. Sheldon Jenkins playing any live poker lately? I did. I played New Year's Eve. I was there. Took me forever to get a seat, but I was there. I'm going to bet small again and give them another chance to raise if they were being trappy or sneaky. But they limped from the blind and called. Like their range is just garbage. They just have so much junk unless the person's a potato that I expect them to be folding a lot. But yep, I was at the casino New Year's Eve and got to play for a couple hours. It was a fun game. Another thing that this site does that I don't like is that you can pay to reveal the cards. So, and it's not that I like I don't care if somebody sees what I'm bluffing with or what I have. It's just bad for recreational players. They're the only people that do that, really, and it just takes more money out of the ecosystem. I've thought, Jason from Connecticut, I've thought about changing the color, so timing the lights up and trying to sync it with things that I'm doing on my computer takes some doing, but I have not ignored that. The lights behind me can change color. I have thought about it. So I have thought about it. Chad Duke's yellow and red alerts would be so dope. Well, I have a red alert sounder. I just haven't needed it yet. Haven't required it. I'll hit it if somebody Venmos me. I'll need like a lull long enough so I could check the Venmo. But my Venmo, if you can see it there, it's at Riker Sean. And if you do it while Chad is watching, it'll be extra hurtful. Oh my God, I booted Anthony from YouTube apparently. No, I couldn't have booted him from YouTube. He's being a baby. I put him in timeout. He's booted from my YouTube. Okay. Table 1, we have pocket 7s. We could raise or fold. Oddly enough, I could tell you that they actually are very close in EV. Almost identical. We flop middle pair with a gut shot. It's a pretty good flop for 7s. You think that I should bring the camera down 2 inches? I'm not sure that's true. And my head is at the very top of the frame. People like to see the background and the lights. Well, I know they make lights with remotes, but what you're talking about happening here is that I needed it to sync with stuff I'm doing on the computer. With pocket 7s, I don't think that I need to bluff here. Like, my hand has plenty of showdown value, and I expect to just win a lot. If the button decides to bet here, I will call, assuming that he doesn't bet a huge amount of money. River 1 bets are overbluffed. You had a king. What are you going to do? Bruce Tuttle uniform looks great. Thank you. But yes, it is at Riker Sean on Venmo. You can find me. I'll open up my Venmo, which I'm pretty bad about doing. I can't stay on top of it. I do have to pay attention to poker. Oh, Pizzo. Pizzo's cards. Thanks for the $10 Venmo. George, am I watching the other players? As much as I can, but when you're doing a stream, if I'm trying to hang out and interact with the chat, it hurts poker. Like, let's see what the all-in here is. You know, of course. So it does hurt, you know. Streaming poker and actually engaging with the chat and trying to talk is not the best way to play poker online. But I enjoy doing it, which is why we limit it to 2 tables. If I was playing by myself, I would have 4, usually if this exact site with this promotion is, I'd probably run 4 just because there's, you know, a non-zero chance that you just get free money. Chad Dukes, did I actually ban Big Slice? Yeah, he was being ridiculous. Well, I put him in timeout. I didn't realize what would happen. There you go. All right. There. Now you see more of my uniform. Look, I need all the headroom I can get. You need your crew to know we've got to raise shields and man battle stations. Jason from Connecticut. Look, they know. If there's a reason, here, I'll tell you. Oh, I said technically Pepperoni did Venmo, which would be a, what's that? What do I say? That would be a red alert, right? Where's the button for that one? Oh, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Ant's just in a timeout. It's okay. I brought it down some. Here's my communicator. On table 2 is this jack. We will raise. Hopefully. This site is so hard to manage. All right, we have a little break. A little lull. Whoa, Brian Kist, thank you so much. That's ridiculous. It's a crazy Venmo. You are too kind. Brian Kist, our Kevin Smith, thank you so much for the Venmos. I really appreciate it. I think those I'm going to have to get Jonathan Frakes himself up here. Yeah, I can't pan down the camera any further because what you would discover is that this shirt with so many X's in front of it. Okay, so somebody posted. So the race should be pretty big. The interesting thing here is that like nobody adjusts properly to the big race sizes and what should be happening. I do get 3-bet. I have to call with 10-jack suited, though. No, you don't. Like 10-jack is a hand that like actually just gets second bested all the time. That the equity when you're facing a 3-bet is way less than you think, and if they're under 3-betting it all, you can just fold this hand. I'm gonna call just because it's fun. And of course, here we are. So we're going to have to put some money in this pot. He's not going to have sets very often, so his range is like over pairs, which he chose not to bet. We're going to check again. Over pairs, ace king, of course. He delays c-bet. Like 3/4 pot. I'll fold. Like I'm close. I could probably call there, I guess, really, with the flush. I don't think, like, maybe my 10, my jack outs are close. Chad Dukes, you want to know what got Venmo'd? I can't tell you. Wait, did you try to call me while I was streaming? I can't let that out. Brian Kist Venmo'd so much that I would have to give him manual release. That's how much. Back on table 1. Again, we've been over this. You can call here, especially when they open relatively small, because you're getting such a good price to set mine. Oh, I got to top off on this table. What's my single biggest game cash? I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if I can't give you some sort of answer, Sheldon Jenkins. Where is the software that goes on my phone? Yeah, I can't pan down any further because the amount of X's that are on this shirt, it should fit. Now what? I am playing. What's the problem? I am. I'm at a chip dump table. It's not doing me any good, but I am here. Hi. Let's see. my sort. I'll try to answer your question. Just what's tracked here. Problem is, I know I don't have everything in this app. Is 2,800. It looks like Sheldon from just a single session. How long was that session? It was a 9-hour session, so that's pretty nice hourly. Can't see me. Can't see me 41. Who could that be? You have to fire Riker Sean. Our Kevin Smith, you're being suggestive. You could throw me off of YouTube for that. Need to top off on table 1. Of course, it's a giant pain in the ass. Riker Sean's pizzas are on the way. Can't see me. Chad Duke Show, $50 to order a pizza on the stream. I'm not hungry. And then I'd have to go answer the door. I mean, these guys, you're ridiculous. All right, give me a few minutes. I'll pause the tables, and then I'll order a pizza. Now, let's see. Chad says 50. Jason from Connecticut raises to 100. Brian Kiss says 150. So, okay. I expect all of you to pony up. Oh, Parlay Popes, thank you very much for the very generous Venmo. You're ridiculous. Oh, where'd it go? That's the Venmo alert tonight, because there's going to be no big hands, apparently. There's action happening on all these tables. I'm just not a part of it. Oh, somebody won chips. A little scroll there. Don't worry, Dukes. The pizzas are 30 minutes out. So I imagine Can't See Me is somehow the Ant-Man. I didn't realize that the timeout would, like, throw you right out. I thought I could undo it. But it is funny that I put you in timeout. I'm glad the uniform came. I'm happy that Starfleet finally, it's interesting that the dry cleaner on the Enterprise was such shit. Is that a limp? God, I'll check, but really I could just raise any 2 cards there, I think. You get a monotone flop. There's some backdoor potential, but who cares? We'll just fold. Sabbatical. Howdy. Welcome. Glad you're here. What happened here? Oh, they're the straddle, right? Yeah. So I can open to 8 with ace-4 offsuit. check a lot from out of position, but this kind of flop's not great. Oh, we have ace king over on table 2. This is where the action is. This is what we care about. Big hands. Chad Deuce, we need. Oh, parlay popes, you're being cruel. Nakedly cruel. We flop top pair, top kicker on a monotone flop. I should probably bet there. Fuck me. The club sucks. I mean, they snap checked, so it's pretty interesting. God, they have nothing. I don't get paid. I'm going to throw a small bet out there and see if they can't find a way to call with something. But when they just have check selected, I don't think they have anything. If I get raised, that sucks. There's a 5 of clubs. All right. What was the... Oh, they called. Yeah, they can call there. Oh, okay. Can't see me. You're not Ant-Man. Jesus Christ. Hold on. Hold on. Who cares? We're gonna have to hold on these tables. I get no time banks. Brian kissed. All right. I gotta sit out. How do I do this? I can stand up. Oh, I stood up. I don't want to do that. Oh well. I just want to sit out. All right. Brian kissed. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see here. That's torpedoes. That's phasers. I mean, incredible. Thank you so much. Let me call Domino's and order a pizza. Or 3. God, since I'm stood up in the games, let me try to figure out why I am not hearing any of the sounders I play. Like, I should be able to hear these. Where's the little search button? You don't care about this. Let me get this out of here. Why can I not? Huh. Well, I don't know. I know that you're hearing it. So that's all that matters. It's very interesting that I'm not hearing it. Oh, wait. Could this be why? I'm a dope. I'm a dummy. Brian kissed. Again. Heavy hitter. Gets everything. I mean, we're just fighting we're shooting, we're blasting, we got those phasers. All right. Whoa, Jason Caridi. Hank Reuter, thank you so much for the Venmos. I mean, it's a full spread. Full spread. Thank you guys so much. So many pizzas. All right, so I have to call Domino's. Ant's texting me. He's threatening to send me pizzas. I don't know what I'll do with them. Can I tell them to just drop them? All right. Now, Chad yelled at me. He swore that I wouldn't be able to dox myself. I'll have to. I'm on a big enough delay. That's your Wolf 359, Chad? Yes. Especially if you saw these girthy Venmos. Here's what I'll let you know. If Jim was drinking for these Venmos from the very generous Brian Kist, he'd have had 4 of them. 4. Here, let's move it over so we can see me, huh? How's that in uniform, huh? Okay. Wait, what is going on here? Anthony swears he's sending me pizza, and I have to order pizzas myself. Are they going to drop the pizza? I mean, Ant's blowing this bit. He's ruining this. I'll never know when they get here. All right, so where'd he send? Oh, okay, so he sent Domino. So if I call, he says he'll text me when they get here. How in the world was he going to know? Oh, my God. So who do I have to call? Papa John's? All right, I'll call Papa John's. Okay, he says he'll leave it at the door. This is crazy. Chad, don't order pizza. Can't see me, who's definitely isn't Ant-Man, ordered me 3 pizzas. All right, so you'll have to let me know when they get here in the chat. And they better leave it at the door. I should probably... This is technically supposed to be a poker stream, and I'm not playing poker anymore. I haven't been playing poker for a while. I put my headphones back on so I can hear the bridge noise with me. Huh? Is this view okay? This table kind of sucks. Let's get rid of it. Oh, the other one broke too. I was the fish. They were all sitting with me. Now I got to find a couple more tables. How can it be that they're all full? I was just at a table that wasn't full. There was 2 fucking people at it. Oh, they do. I mean, this... I'm not going to pan down even more. This is as low as it's going to go, Parlay Popes. I mean, it might be not great for this shot, but most of the times I'm not in this shot. I'm in a different shot. And then it's fine. Now, they do have PLO. If nobody's familiar with Pot Limit Omaha, that's good news because I'm not familiar with it either. I do have the rank, you just can't see it. Well, and I had a hard time getting one of them on, so. But I have them. But you can't see them anyway. They're completely covered. But yeah, this thing is pretty tremendous. Here, let's see if I can time this. Huh? Right there. Riker to Jordy. All right. If I'm going to play PLO, I have to play like micro stakes. Do you want to watch me play a game that I don't know how to play? You get 4 cards. It's a lot. God, why does it just throw these fucking tables anywhere? playing for that much money. Hold on a minute. Get me out of here. Can I not read? DC Sports Mark, I'm not going to be ordering pizza tonight. Can't see me apparently has ordered me 3. So when I find out that they're here, I will go get them and bring them on down. I'm getting so many messages from Anthony. It's impossible. Jordan Anderson, number 1. I got to go number 2. That's too much. I don't care. I don't need to know that. All right, let's see if we can't fire up a PLO table. Nope. Yeah, see, that's like, it's so hard to navigate. It's like, oh, there's seats. I'm like, really? Because I can't get in. Aha, nope. Seat taken. I mean, this stream is off the rails. I was like, why not play a game that I don't know how it works? I mean, I know the rules vaguely. I'll explain them as best I can. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is tiny stakes. All right. We won't do this for long. Just until the pizzas get here. All right. In PLO, you're dealt 4 cards. And you must use 2 of them to make the best 5-card hand. So here, my Omaha knowledge is about that extensive. That's not true. My local casino, because I had played Omaha, probably PLO once in my life. But at my local casino on Wednesdays they run a mixed game. That alternates in between dealers. So it's PLO for a down, which is 30 minutes, and then no limit hold'em for a down. And I sat in the game because I thought that I had an edge. I did in hold'em. I technically won money in that game somehow, playing when the other half of the game is a game that I don't know how it works. But you get 4 hole cards. You must use 2, so you can never play the board. So if you get like a monotone flop with 3 of the same suit, nobody has a flush draw. They either have a flush or they don't have a flush, because you either flopped it or you don't. What happens in PLO is that nobody knows how it works. Nobody playing these tiny stakes, and all the money just goes in, so it's crazy. And it's pot limit, so it's it's not no limit. You can't bet any size. The most you can raise is the size of the pot. So yeah, we'll do it for a minute, at least until the pizzas get here, because they're on the way, so I'll have to jump off. But yes, thank you again for those that Venmo'd. You are ridiculous. Jordan Anderson, glad you're here. It's an awesome uniform. The uniform is actually pretty good looking. So now this person with Ace King didn't raise pre. This person with 2 pairs didn't raise pre. I mean, it's just an insane game. As we're dealt cards, I will attempt to. DC Sports Mark. Well, technically those people did Venmo me, so Ant didn't take it. They Venmo'd so much that I'll be thanking them that they're going to get their own plaque somewhere in my on my walls here. Who won at poker when they played on the show? I did. Riker. Me. Riker Sean. I beat Data's ass. Data. Jesus. I kicked Data's ass. Should have been impossible. He knows everything. Enoch. Just order the pizza. Anthony's sending me 3, apparently. All right, we have cards finally. Well, this isn't fun. What am I, glitched? Oh, there we go. Oh, they probably do something weird with them. I think that I could actually sometimes raise this hand. Like, I shouldn't just limp. 2 hearts. Quicksilver PLO is the best. It is the devil's game. It is demonic. The reason I couldn't see my cards is they must do something crazy with the way it shuffles. Some sites do that with PLO. Like cards you folded or technically shuffled back in. It's to prevent cheating. Because if you know anybody's cards in PLO, you have a major edge. I'm going to call for 63 cents and see what they do, but... And then they check. I mean, how do I not win? How do they have an ace? How do you have 2 pair and not bet the flop? I mean, I'm playing for literally pennies, so... I should probably just be raising. Yeah, if we're going to do this, then let's just be silly. You wanted to make sure I didn't have to give my address out? No, I would have found a way to not. But yeah, if I'm going to play a game that I don't know how to play, then we should just be trying to get all in all the time, I think. This person calls, and they're definitely a bad player. I don't know what's going on here. Do I have to ban this one too, Ant? Oh, we miss wildly. 7 would give us a straight. We technically have an overpair here. I don't think I want to pot it, but I want to bet something. Now, I can't discuss strategy because I don't know. I will discuss what my thinking is, but it's useless. I can't play this hand. It's the best because nobody knows. Well, yeah, at these stakes, nobody knows what's happening at PLO. That's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to have to at least do... I'm at least going to have to get an equity calculator. Because what I know about PLO is that equities run closer than you suspect they do. Like, if I'm dealt ace, ace, king, king, like, a hand with 2 suits with suited connectors is shockingly, like, has a lot of equity pre-flop. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let's go. But yeah, they recently added PLO to this site, and it got a lot of people excited. I mean, I have to be able to raise, right? Oh, God, what did I do? All right. Seems like a big raise. It's probably not. No, it's not. What's the ante in this game? Huh. Yeah, that's no good for me. I need a 10. I mean, I have 2 clubs. Everyone's got to be on a flush draw. See the queens out there, the 7, the 5. Do I bet now? I mean, the pot's huge. If I bet now and somebody pots it, what happens? Like, I'm only betting with a flush here. So everyone should fold, right? If I get called, then they also have a flush. Board pairing is bad. And then they lead for half a pot. I guess I call for $6, but I think I lose. Yep. I'm not sure that they should ever call there. That's really interesting. With a pair when I clearly have a flush. So their outs are the board pairing. So they have 9 outs. That's not good. Or 12 outs, I guess, technically. 24%. Facing a half pot. Yeah, okay. So I should pot it. Yeah, I mean, this has to be worth a call. Damn it. I got nothing. I couldn't get a straight draw or something here. How could this be? This pizza needs to hurry up and get here so that I can play no limit again. I turn a pair, which I can't imagine being good. Oh, Bruce Tuttle, thank you so much for the Venmo. It checks again. Can it be good? Does an ace check twice? I don't know. I don't know that I can value bet. This guy's got kings. Oh, don't worry, Aunt. I will eat pizza on stream. I'll eat a slice and we'll watch the video that Chad got me of Jonathan Frakes. I got a pocket pair. It's got to be worth 10 cents. The real question is, can I ever raise that? I don't think so, right, with one suit. So we flop a set. Right, it's not a boat because I can't use, you only use 2. I check, and the plan is to check raise. I imagine somebody's going to bet the ace high. Right, so once they bet, I can pot it, and a pot. So the way you're betting the size of the pot, so it's 3 times their bet plus the money that's in there. So you have to imagine that I called, then I can raise that much. So we just want all of the money to go in now. Oh, how could this be? Wait, I hit a full house. But he has a bigger full house. Look at this. This game stinks. Omaha. I mean, I know that you full house over full house often. That happens. It's great fun. Yeah, see, nobody's going to raise pre here. So you have no idea. Like, you can't rule out any hands. Which is interesting. But again, it's for pennies. I'm not even going to reload. So he raised. Fuck it. I'm going to try to get the money in now. I at least have clubs. A lot of flops can make me a straight. This guy's got to have a pair of aces or better. And I just come out swinging, I think. Fuck it. Let's go. Where's the sounder? I I gotta win, right? Yeah. Looks like I have to win here. He's blowed up. He's done skis. Well, yeah, I have to play low stakes. I don't know how to play PLO. I don't. How can it be possible that I guess I just call? Pair of jacks. I have the ace and jack of diamonds. They're double suited. This is probably a hand that I could probably raise. Right? Being double suited is really important because I can make flushes. The diamonds is a nut flush. I mean, I miss wildly. But raising wouldn't have done anything. I don't think it thins the field in this game. And do I have enough value? The answer is probably no. Yeah, may I fold? I think you have to have a flush draw to call. Plus a pair. Pizza guy is here. Is he dropping it, or do I have to go shake his hand? All right, let me stand up. And I'll go get pizza. So I'll be leaving you alone for a moment. Sit out. And then I fold. All right, I'll be back. Hi. I hit the replicator up for a delicious pepperoni pizza from Domino's. Ant-Man is the replicator. It is he, the replicator. Oh. I don't know where to put this. You notice the bridge didn't have any end tables on the Enterprise. I don't have any of that. Got nothing. If I move this, then I can see the chat easier and still be looking at the camera. God, the pizza's still hot somehow. Usually if you dash it, it's a mess. I'll let it cool off. No pineapple pizza. It's a pepperoni. Very generous. Thank you, Aunt. Jordan Anderson, very important to jam the pot pre-flop in PLO so you could play a big pot. Well, but you're limited. The biggest you could raise is pot. So if everybody's limping, you can only go so big. Remember, it's 3 times the bet you're facing plus all of the money that's in there. Let's see here. All right, hold on. I want to hear this also. I want to set this Jonathan Frakes video up. All right. Hey, there he is. God. Not there. I can't have it there. Let's see how this works. Hey, there he is. All right. I think you should be able to hear it. Let's hope. Let me see. Yeah.
Biker Sean. Hey, it's Jonathan Frakes, Commander Riker from Star Trek The Next Generation. Or, hopefully, you watch Picard, Captain Riker, at long last. The very thoughtful Chad has reached out, and he told me that you're working your tail off as a mechanic, and
if ever.
You're starting your own poker YouTube channel. I love the name, Number One Poker.
I'm here.
Now, let me ask you a question. If you watched Riker play poker on Next Generation, and I've been thinking about this for years, why would he get in a game with Geordi, who could clearly see through the cards and knows what you're holding, Troy, who is empathic and feels the cards I have or don't have, Worf, who could kick my ass to find out whatever cards I do have, and Data, who's an android who has a brain bigger than all of us. Now, the only person he could conceivably take any money from is Dr. Crusher, or maybe Picard, but he didn't join us very often. So good luck with Number One Poker, and happy holidays. That is for you, Biker Sean, from Chad, and from me. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Best gift I've ever received. Thank you, Chad. I doubt there's no way you can still be watching this. I said I would eat the pizza. I was eating it, but I'll keep eating. They cut this pizza like shit is what happened. And I didn't bring a damn paper towel. Jesus. But I will eat the pizza here with you. You guys were so generous. You were too generous on the Venmo. Thank you so much. What time is it? God, it's 10:30. At some point I have to sleep. I think I'm going to stream again tomorrow. I mean, this site is so good. It's horrible. But right now, there's just such amazing action happening. If you're still here watching me eat pizza, then the world doesn't make sense. Because you shouldn't be. But I am glad that I got this pizza. Thank you, Ant-Man. I'm sorry that I put you in timeout on the YouTube. God, I should have grabbed a plate. Look, I've been out a while. Jordan Anderson. Yeah, you haven't seen that video? It's great, isn't it? It is the best gift ever. Ever. I forget that I had to extend the delay. Because on that site, you could definitely bum hunt. Like it's not anonymous. So you can see the table I'm playing at and find me and just know my cards. Parlay Popes. Can't be watching my pizza eating. Okay? This is bullshit. If you're somehow still here watching me eat pizza, put a 1 in the chat. Parlay Popes. Wow, really? Well, that's pretty amazing. For everyone that's watching, like, really, thank you so much. Tonight's stream was pretty weird. Just in terms of, like, everything that was going on. It was a lot of fun. But make sure you click the like button, the subscribe button, and all that stuff, man. The next milestone, of course, is 500 subscribers. And every little bit it's awesome. I'm enjoying it. I think that I'm improving some in terms of like being able to play poker and talk to the chat, but it is different. All right. I'm looking around as if a paper towel is going to appear. There's no fucking paper towels here. Oh, I think, like, I don't know. Hanging out on streams is fun. And I try to interact with the chat. Like, I like it. I'm glad you guys like it. Enoch Boateng, what first got me interested in poker? So I like strategy games. I always have. And the boom, when Moneymaker won the World Series, you remember, it was on ESPN. I mean, it was everywhere, right? Awesome. Thank you guys. Enoch, Jared Gritzmaker. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, I can't see like who's watching. So if you're not chatting, then I don't know you're here. But if you chat, I try to respond to everybody. Sheldon, fun stream, man. Thanks, buddy. I mean, this one's silly because there was very little poker strategy or proper poker being played at all. I like strategy games. And I was a teenager during the Moneymaker boom. And it was everywhere. And I loved watching it on TV. And then when I learned more about it, I mean, poker is a strategy game. It's a strategy game with incomplete information, incomplete and imperfect information. It's the best kind. And it's played for stakes that matter. Like you're playing for money. And that's a big driving force, right? It matters. So I always found the game interesting, and then the more I learned about it, the more interesting it gets. It's not for everybody, but if you start to try to learn and study poker, it gets even more interesting because what you end up with is a lot more questions. And it's awesome. Like, I enjoy studying a lot. Like, I think about poker all the time. It is really, what I enjoy most. So yeah, it's just been kind of going from there. The problem with poker is if you want to play poker at a high level, it's not the problem, is it requires a lot of effort. It requires and time. I don't mind the effort, it's time. that is difficult to come by. But I have some like good poker friends that I've met through poker that are very good. Several of them are professionals. Angie Drewski says pants are the paper towel substitute. Well, you can only see me from, the chest up. You don't know. Maybe there's no pants. I've met some really fun people through poker, people that are friends now. Like, I'm going to meet up with some of them this summer, like in Philly, and play up at Parks, which is a well-known big room. And we love talking poker, and thinking about the game and trying to improve at it, and just take all of those steps together. I'm in a Discord that is full of high-level players, professionals, that, I get to, even if I'm not able to play, I get to read their hand histories. I get to see what their thoughts were and try to understand, what separates me from them. So it's great. Yeah, the Moneymaker, it was the perfect storm. I mean, first of all, you had a guy named Moneymaker win the World Series of Poker who was an amateur. So, it was perfect. And the game, it's great. It's not going anywhere. Even with the crazy tax law that exists now in 2026, hopefully it gets repealed, but it's still not going anywhere. All sites like WPT, sure, they're running a business and they're making tons of money, but they're doing their thing to try to grow the game. And so it's great. All right, why don't we play I Am Getting Tired? Let's see if I can't find a normal no limit table. And we'll see here. I believe it was Norm and Chad, who did the commentary. It was always Norman and God, who was the other guy with him? Yeah, Norman's great. He's a great color commentator for poker. Luck is big in the game. Yeah, that's true. I mean, you call it variance in poker. And, that applies to everything in life. Variance or luck is life. I think a lot of people don't want to give that much credit, but, one little thing is different and suddenly your whole life is different. It's the same way in poker. The pros are able to do it. Well, yeah, the math and what your direct odds are, and there's certainly something to that. What I focus on, especially live, is trying to play, you look at pool tendencies and maximum exploitation. Here's the table. We'll play a little bit. And then I will have to go. There. Let's see if we can't. It's how you size their stupid windows, too. It just doesn't work well. There. Yeah, you're not the house. They take a rake, but you're playing the player. Poker is a zero-sum game. So, if in order for me to make money at the table, somebody here had to lose money. It doesn't come from the house. I'm playing against them. It's their money. So everybody can't win. It's not how it works. Ace King's a good hand. So there has to be losers. So the house just takes a rake. At small stakes like these, the rake is pretty bad. sabbatical. The good ones are all in on game theory. Yes. I would say that there's a large group of cash players that are not as, I have to get this fucking bet in. They aren't so worried about GTO, and it's more mass data analysis and trying to exploit the population tendencies as much as you can. So if you're playing the super highest levels, sure. A lot of the pros are GTO, but even in your local 2.5 and 5.10 games, that is not how you make the most money. How you make the most money is trying to play an exploitative game and just trying to maximize the amount of profit you can make in every hand. If you were looking for training, anyone that was like looking for training would be, like, in my opinion, Hungry Horse is probably the best stuff out there, and their stuff that's on YouTube for free is unbelievable. Mark Goon and Gethin are really brilliant poker players and really smart trainers. But, Mark doesn't hold anything back in those videos. I mean, you'd have to go watch them all and really study them, but it's all there. They're pretty great. Did I ever play in America's Card Room? Yes. The bot problem on those sites is pretty bad. I got away. I used to play on Ignition. ACR is okay. The bots aren't like crazy out of control, but those guys playing the big stakes on there are barely eking out. I mean, you are battling some of the best in the world there, which just doesn't make sense. Like, if my goal into poker is to make money. It's not to, say I'm the best. And everybody's different. But as a cash game player, it's like, no, I just want to make the most money. Like, that's how you win in poker. So battling the best players from all over the world, not exactly how you do that. Let's see here. Oh, Anna Cornico, Ace King looks great, seldom wins. Hey, it wins sometimes. Andy Schoner, thank you so much for the Venmo, man. Really appreciate it. Brian, GTO, question mark. It's game theory optimal. I've gone over before. It's kind of a lot to deal with, but basically, through computers, you can, quote, solve for poker. And in a heads-up environment, not multi-way. So, of course, again, if you're a cash game player, playing small stakes, 2-5, even 5-10, your hands are never going heads up. And it also doesn't take into account the multi-way nature or the multiplayer nature of poker means that this person's mistake can cost me money. So Game Theory Optimal can never take that into account either. Just multiplayer games, that's how they work. Somebody else's mistake can cost you your EV, which is expected value. But you can solve for heads up, basically. What happens is that you use a computer and it plays the hand, quote hand, millions of times. And what each player in the computer is doing is attempting to exploit and then counter-exploit to the point where they reach what is known as Nash equilibrium, where neither player is losing. They're not able to be exploited by the other. So the way you kind of to think about that is that it's just not getting beaten, right? And so you can solve for that. But again, in the live environment, in the real world, where most people are playing poker, where I'm playing poker, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't work, right? this person's opening range, for instance, right? They open 2.5 blinds. Okay, this is a game with an ante and 3 blinds. This in GTO land doesn't exist. This opening size is not real. You can't open to that small because there's so much money already in the pot, right? A computer would never do that. So this person's mistake cost these other players EV, right? If this person 3-bet from the small blind facing, they should almost jam everything. But so, have I read Annie Duke's books? I have not. I haven't read a lot of mindset books. The Jason Su, I think, is probably covering that the best right now, and like in my opinion. An early limper. I mean, I can like always raise. Jason Su is really good in terms of like mindset. We flop an open ender. The real question is, will they overstab on a king high board? The answer is probably not. So I will bet small. Right, it'd be nice to check raise, really, with an open-ended draw like this. But I don't think that they're going to stab that much. I get raised, but I have a hand that it's okay. We'll call. We'll see the turn. We will check. They're going to check. Now the board pairs the king. It kind of sucks. Their raise and then a check is kind of interesting. And they bet half pot. So the action was in position raise, check on the queen turn, bet river. I think I lose to a king like all the time, right? Yeah. And that's kind of one of those spots really where like the raise is interesting from them because they should be really worried about me 3-betting. But a lot of times players will just raise hoping then that they get to see, like they're buying the turn card. I know that like Andy, you've asked questions and like if there's interest, look, I can't teach a lot of stuff, but I know some people are here that like are kind of interested in poker and don't know anything. If there's enough interest, maybe sometime I do like a stream where I just kind of go over like ranges and basic, like here's how I think about this. And here's how I kind of think the game should be thought about. Which could be fun. But, and then I could have the charts up and stuff. But I can't have the charts running when I'm playing poker. It's against the terms of service, and they do have ways of knowing that you're doing that. And they could just freeze your account. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, that hand where I got raised in position, if I had like a flush draw or something there also, like where I had like 12 outs, I'd probably just jam. Like this guy wants to, play for more money. Like, all right, let's play for all of it. And just hope I get there. Like if I just put the money in on the flop, it's a race. Even if he has a set, I've got, 40% of the time I'm going to win. Sabbatical, yeah, I mean, a lot of GTO is based off the forever game. But one thing to keep in mind is that there's some of these, poker is unique. There's, however many thousands of unique flops. Like, I don't have that number memorized, but you're never in the same exact spot twice, especially in a multiplayer game. You have a scenario where this person's limped, then this person opened, then I 3-bet. Well, their range should be a little tighter than normal. Mine should then be a little tighter than normal. It changes everything. So standard solves are useless for that. You'd have to build your own solve, but now you're building it for the most unique hand ever played. Like one that you would, that one's not a great example, but you know what I'm getting at. Is that it's just such a unique situation that if you were to study that spot with a solver, you're not gaining much. Like, you spend time and energy and go, oh, okay, here's what was supposed to happen. But there's no value there. The big value is a lot of, some of these smaller, the more common spots that happen. Single raised pots in position. Single raised pots out of position, right? Where you defend from the big blind or straddle. They just come up more often. Yeah, I could set something like that up, Andy. I think people have reached out and they're somewhat interested. And again, it would be very basic. Sheldon Jenkins, you saw over 6K on the 1-2 game not long ago in Charlestown. Yeah, Dave is insane. Got to embrace the variance. But he's great for a 1-2 game. He wants to play for all the money all the time. So somehow that game, with a $400 buy-in cap, they seed it, is it 8? Right? They keep it at 8 in that game, I think. Right, so the maximum amount of money that should be on the table to start is it's just not that much. But yep, they'll get crazy. They'll go deep. A min raise, I'm calling $1 into a pot that'll be 6-10. I'm getting infinite odds. Yeah, you'll get some big games up there. I mean, every casino's that way. I mean, Texas, they're 1-3 games. A friend of mine was just there. Checks. Jesus. I mean, the King 4 min open is insane. But yeah, some friends of mine took a poker trip to Texas together. I was just coming back from Thanksgiving, so I couldn't swing it. Otherwise, I'd have gone with them. But they murdered. My one friend who I study with is very good. And I think he made I can tell you. Let's see. Because he shared it in the chat. And you don't know who he is, so if he sees this, he'll know I'm talking about him. But don't worry. Nobody knows who you are. They don't know that you're the fucking man. Let's see here. I don't know what his total was, but his hourly, this is a 1-3 game in Texas. And Texas is different because you could buy in much deeper, usually match the stack. So the game gets ridiculous. But his hourly, this is a 1-3 game over the weekend. I mean, he cleaned up. I think he played for maybe 27 or 30 hours total while he was there. It was $165 an hour. I mean, he was just crushing him. So when you get games like that, right now Texas is the poker mecca. I can't really 3-bet here. And this person is when they choose to open, their range has been pretty tight because they have a giant limping range. So I don't think they have any open folds. I don't think they have anything where they raise and then fold. Interesting when I play live. I'm intimidating. That's valuable. What's more valuable is just being fun, like, and not intimidating, right? So I try to joke around and have fun, right? You got to have people. If they don't like you, they don't want to pay you. So you got to be friendly. You got to joke around and enjoy enjoy your time there. Otherwise, it's miserable. But you really want to just be like pleasant, genuinely, and a lot of these guys that play 2.5 and 5.10, I mean, they're great to talk to. I mean, they're kind of winners at life, especially the 5.10 game. Like, I'm the poorest person there for sure. So they're super interesting. I play with a pilot who's done so much and an author. A guy who's in those like think tanks in DC. They all have interesting lives. Like, you want to talk to them. So it's pretty great. God, I keep forgetting to top up, but it doesn't matter because this guy's short too. All right, you know what? We're getting ready to get off. Fuck it. Let's put it in. See what happens. Let's go. We lose terribly. Man, I've had a lot of fun tonight. We definitely dusted off some money. I mean, not a lot. But yeah, this site's insane. You can play it from anywhere. So if you're interested, they have micro stakes. If you're just basically learning, you can put $100 on there. Again, not a paid promotion. They are a well-known brand. I don't expect them to go anywhere. Unlike, somebody asked about ACR. Those types of sites, ACR, Ignition, they are they are gray market sites. They are not operating in the country legally. So very technically, your money could get locked up and you have zero recourse. I've never heard of it happening, but it is possible. But this is a site that's putting a lot of money into bringing people on, not into their software because it is atrocious. But they're doing their thing. What are the chances of me Riker shawning an alien chick while flopping the Enoch? What is going on here, man? Look, I'm a Starfleet officer, and I play poker sometimes for fun. Oh, I almost threw up. But hey, thank you all so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. Everyone that sent the Venmo, you guys are ridiculous. You're amazing. Let me pull it up so I can thank you all again. Of course, there's always a problem with it. You've seen the fun, you try to be the fun guy. You've seen the mean mug cleanup. I mean, it takes different types, but I don't want to be there. Like, I want to have fun. I want to have fun playing poker. I want to enjoy my time at the casino. It took me time to get there because I had only played online until I moved out here, and I lucked out because I moved near a casino, and while simultaneously the site that I was playing on, Ignition, got beyond overrun with bots. I mean, the site didn't do anything to stop obvious rampant cheating. So it just was no longer viable. But I had access. If you're in, Sheldon, you're in Virginia. Again, not a paid promotion, but clubs poker is in a lot of states. They also use a sweeps model. They left West Virginia, I guess ahead of Bet Rivers coming. I think they were worried that maybe the state would push back. That is like manna from heaven, that site. Like, there are a handful of pros playing on it, but and the games don't run all the time. But there's a lot of weaker players playing on there. I made a lot of money on that site before it was taken away from me. A lot. And you kind of got to be a little predatory, but it is what it is. I mean, that's the game. But check it out if you're interested. But let's go through the Venmos tonight. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. Andy Schonard, Bruce Tuttle, Hank Reuter, Jason from Connecticut. I won't dox you since no one knows your name. I already did it earlier. Brian Kist, Parlay Popes, Kevin Smith, Brian Kist again, Anthony Pizzo. We'll shout out Chad Dukes too. I mean, he was pretty amazing. It was great. I really appreciate his support. And all you guys checking it out. So make sure you click that like button, please. Click subscribe. Now that we're through the holiday conduit, I will be doing this, more often, more frequently. The time, it'll adjust. I have a life and a job still for now. But until then, Riker Sean out.